everyone. Welcome to the first episode of um, the Plugin Podcast, producerplugin.com. I'd like to welcome my first guest. Just to give you an introduction for him, he's a music producer. Some of his credits include Dani Leigh, Old Me. He produced No Chorus for Dreamville's No Chorus featuring Buzz, Dreezy, Guap Dad 4000, and Buddy.
Yep.
Mr. DUNKROCK.
What's up?
So, I guess just to get started with everything, just give us a background of how you got into music. What was the your first steps in getting into music, and
yeah, for sure.
How you first started making beats?
Yeah, for sure. First of all, congratulations to you. We have Mr. WASAY just produced on 2K Baby. I know some of y'all like 2K on his new project with YF and Lucci. So shout out to him as well. He's racking them up out here as well. But yeah, man. I mean, I started making beats 2010 maybe on GarageBand, and once I got Reason, downloaded the crack Reason on my computer, figured that out. I've been using it ever since. I still use it, and yeah, I just been working on beats ever since. Getting better, and finally made the move out to LA 2017, and things started to really pick up, networking and just meeting people and figuring out what I was good at, what I was not good at, and going from there. And it's kind of just all slowly led up over time to at least land a couple placements.
Gotcha. So you started making you did your first beats in 2010?
Yeah, 2010 on my sister's MacBook. She had GarageBand, so I was just fucking around with that.
That's dope. So you're originally from Connecticut, right?
Yeah, the great state.
What is the music scene like in Connecticut?
There is no music scene in Connecticut. I mean, it's nothing really. I mean, Connecticut is just a big suburb of New York, right? So, I mean, if there was anything going on, it'd be in New York. There's a couple producers and artists from Connecticut, Alan Ritter, who produces for Drake and stuff. He's from Connecticut area, but there's really not a lot. There's really no hub, you know what I mean? Anything like that. Yeah. It's not where anyone's gonna travel to get to Connecticut, you know what I mean?
Yeah. What part of Connecticut are you from?
It's near New Haven, so where Yale is on the coastline. Okay. It's a 2 hours away from New York City.
Gotcha. So when you first moved to LA, did you already have connections in LA from Connecticut?
Not really. So I was working with Tish.
Yeah.
Tish, I work with an artist and songwriter named Tish Hyman. She's super dope. She's written for Ty Dolla $ign. She's worked with Kanye, Alicia Keys, and she was looking for some beats for her own project, and I just sent them on email. She was looking on Twitter, and she hit me back, and she called me. She really liked my beats, and so she was really the only person on I knew to hit up when I got out here. But she's the dopest. She's the best person. So when I got out here, she was very accommodating. She introduced me to some upcoming rappers and stuff like that. My man Kai, who I work with. So she was the only person I really knew. Besides that, I was kind of just figuring it out, try to start from the ground up.
So did you know, and did you you didn't know anyone in LA when you moved here though?
No, no. I mean no family or no real friends, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's funny. What area were you living when you first moved here?
I first moved to South Central, so I was living. Yeah. So I was I got everything in South Central. I didn't really know where the layout of LA at all, because I visited here once in January of 2017. Yeah, 2017, and I was so confused. And then when I moved out here, I was just looking for an Airbnb anywhere, and I was oh, this looks like a cool area. I didn't know the geography of the spots, and it was far away from everything, and technically it wasn't the best neighborhood. Tish was why are you living in South Central? She was why would you do that? And I was just I don't know. I didn't know where to go. But Yeah,
What area of South Central were you living in?
it wasn't that bad. It was like near. It was like Martin Luther King and Crenshaw.
Okay.
Near Lemare Park.
I used to go work on music with this dude that was like around 55th and Hoover, and that area was pretty bad.
Yeah, like I didn't feel like I thought it was fine, but Tish was just like, it's because you're white. She's like, no one's gonna bother.
Yeah, that's what everyone used to tell me too.
Yeah.
They're like if you're black is different, but
Yeah.
they're like you'll be okay.
I was just like, damn. I was like, I don't know. I was like, I feel okay, but I did eventually move up to the valley, and that's where I live now. I live in the valley, so it's cool.
Yeah. Cool. So what made you decide to move to LA? Like, what deciding factor where you were like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and move now? Like,
Yeah.
obviously to make music, but what was the deciding factor to make you move? Like,
So basically, before this, I was working at like a sales job, and like I was always making beats. Like I was always focused on beats, but like I just hated that job, right? And I knew, one day I kind of just had like an epiphany. Basically, I was just like, I can't wake up 10 years from now and be doing this. You know what I mean? Like I hate it. Like I don't like it. I was making pretty good money, but like I just did not like it at all. And I was just like, fuck it. It's time to just like do something. Like 25 years old, like just take a chance and like go for it. You know what I mean? Like nothing to lose. Like worst comes to worst, move back to Connecticut, whatever. So yeah, I mean that was just kind of the deciding factor. And I was deciding between Atlanta or here. And I've been to Atlanta a bunch of times, more times than LA. I really like Atlanta. Like I love Atlanta, but I just thought that like there was more opportunity in LA. And even though it was farther away, I just felt like with the songwriting aspect and just because like all like the labels and it's just, everyone's always out here. Like no matter what, it's always in LA. So I was just like, this is cool.
Yeah, whenever well, I'm from Louisville.
Yeah.
And Atlanta's not that far from Louisville. Like it's a drive.
Yeah.
So like it's like I think an 8-hour drive. So like I was debating on that too. Like I was thinking about moving to Atlanta, and then I was like, man, should I move to Atlanta or should I move to LA? And then I was kind of like you said. I was just like, LA just probably has more opportunities because I feel like Atlanta's a little bit more spread out. And but they recently
LA's pretty spread out.
Yeah, LA's pretty spread out too. But like I don't know. I guess now it's pretty booming now. Like there's like all kinds of producer like events and conferences in Atlanta now too. So like I feel like that's a good spot now too. But I think there is a lot more going on. A lot more that you can get involved in like really quickly in LA. Like I feel like Atlanta you might have to develop it over time. But
I mean I went to like AC3 a couple times, A3C in Atlanta, which was really dope, like a networking like event and stuff. And I'd been to like a couple of studios there, and I knew more people in Atlanta too. But like I just felt like I was just like the bigger move overall would be LA. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Would you like if for anyone that's like watching this, if they're thinking about move, well, they're probably not going to want to move right now, but but like in the future, if they were considering moving to like a bigger city.
You good?
There, was running low there. Okay.
Yeah, it's like
do you recommend them like people that are considering moving to like a bigger city like LA or Atlanta? Would you recommend them to move or stay where they are?
I say move. Like I really do. Like I think at least in like for producers, right? Like everything is relationships, right? We know that. Like I mean, obviously now with the internet and everything like that, like emailing and DMing people is you can get on with that. Like there are producers popping from Europe doing huge songs, doing huge records. But like I just feel like I want to maximize my opportunity. So, you know, while I might be able to get a placement from Connecticut or wherever I am, or if I'm in like some other state that doesn't have music scene, like I have a much better chance now than 10 years ago, obviously, because you can DM people, you can collab remotely. But, you know, I want to be on that next level producer, like where like I'm in the studio with, you know, these artists, you know, with these big artists and like really like calling the shots, making plays. and the only way to do that is be there. So I just feel like if you go to a bigger city, you maximize your opportunity because you can not only email people, you can DM people, but you can also catch up with these people in real life. You could see them at an event or at like, you know, in and out, like randomly or something, or like anywhere. And you grab their contact, and that can be the thing that changes your life. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that like right now is a good time to be emailing, like you were saying, like emailing out stuff.
Yeah.
But like all the situations that I've had recently are like people that I know and that I like have met in person before I got the that situation. So
Real talk.
But I don't know if that's the same for the last couple records that you did, like because you did the last two records you did was the Dani Leigh, Owe Me, and Dreamville, and of course were those ones like people that you had met in person and then you got the placement, or were they like online?
Yeah, so both of those were collabs, right? So the first one was with Ism. Shout out to Ism, super dope producer. He's produced Party for Chris Brown. He's worked with Jason Derulo. He did Lil Baby for Dani Leigh. So that's how we had the Dani Leigh
Shout out
plug.
to Ism. I know Ism too. He's fire.
He's the man.
He's the man.
But so I met Ism when I was out here in a studio session. I think it was at Paramount. I think my guy Melly Flacco booked these Paramount studio, and Ism was just there, and we were just like cooking up there, just like for fun. Like we didn't even have artists in the studio. We were just messing around, and we just like exchanged contacts. And later, I just followed up with him. I was like, "Hey, man, like I do some like samples. You want me to send you some stuff?" And I just kept sending him like samples and melodies I made, and yeah, I mean, like I was emailing him a pack for like every week for like till this day. I do, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like it was like a year and a half probably before we got that Dani Leigh placement, which was December 2019. I probably met him like early 2018, maybe late 2017.
Yeah.
So like, but I wouldn't have like, I don't know if he would have responded to the same with me asking to like work if I just DM'd him randomly. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I think it really helped that we were like in like a level playing field setting where like we were just all in the studio like chilling and like just hanging out. And so it wasn't weird for me to hit him up later and be like, "Yo, like, do you want to work on something?" You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's fire. So how did that record like go, like as far as like you made the melody obviously, right? And then so you're emailing him out or me emailing him samples, and he used one of the samples, right?
Yeah, pretty much. And then he sent it to Dani, and I found out about it because he sent me something on Dani's story where like the song was playing in the background and she was just like dancing to it. So that's how we found out that we even got it. He was just like, "We got one with Dani." So I was like, "Damn, that's what's up."
Gotcha. So he actually emailed it back to Dani, and then Dani ended up cutting to it.
For sure.
Obviously, because he already had a record with her, the Lil Baby record, which was one of her bigger records.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Gotcha.
But that's how that happened.
What about the was the Dreamville the same? Was that the same way? Was it someone that you already knew, or was it online?
The Dreamville actually one was I had not met him in person until I got out to LA, like after we knew about the placement. So I've been working with this artist named Crystal Canes, who's like a super dope rapper from New York City.
Yeah.
And she's a super dope producer, and I would send her like my samples and stuff. And she was like, "Yo, you work really well with this other guy," and his name is Boss Gatorman, who produced the There's No Chorus with. But he used to go by another name, Marvel, and he co-produced. He produced Shaba for Ferg. So he had like already had a big record, and he was tied in with Jid and a couple other guys from Dreamville.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, he got the invite to the sessions, to the Revenge of the Dreamers sessions, and I've been same thing emailing him packs for a minute. And he was just like, while he was there, he was like, "Dude, I think we got one on the album, on the Revenge of the Dreamers album." And I was like, "Holy fuck!" And yeah, and the crazy thing was that he lives like literally like 10 minutes away from me, and like I had like in the valley here, and I like never met him. But like as soon as like that happened, he was like, "Yo, that's a link up." So we like linked up a couple times.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, it was crazy.
That's crazy.
What's up?
Oh yeah, everyone that's tuning in, if you have any questions, post them down here, and then I'll try to get to them at the end. So let's see what else we got here. So going
This is
along
like
with,
I'm Mr.
with
Shutdown.
everything
What's
that you just said.
good?
Wait, hold on. You there? Screen pausing. Wait, what's going on? Okay, well you're back. All right. So going along with everything that you're saying, like how important do you think it is, like developing a relationship versus emailing? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello? You can't hear me? I can't hear you, bro. What happened?
Wait, I don't know.
That was weird.
Now we're back.
All right.
My bad.
It's all good. All right. Okay, so we're back.
It's all good.
All right. So no. So basically, I was just going back to like saying,
Yeah.
how important do you think it is to develop a relationship versus just sending stuff online, or do you think they're both like? I guess right now it's you could do it either way because you can't really develop
Yeah.
relationships right now.
I know. I mean, I know we were talking about it. I mean, really, like the best situation you want to be in is like the Boy Wonder Drake situation. Like you want to be um, have that direct plug with the artist, like have a good relationship with the artist you're working with, so you can just play him stuff and that it's an automatic placement, right?
Yeah.
But I think you could just do now. There's no reason to not do everything right now. I mean, obviously, like since we're in quarantine, you can't really like not too many studio sessions going on, but there's no reason to not only I feel like develop and work with like younger artists that you have a better relationship with, but also just shoot your shot with the bigger artists and collab with different producers. Like just do it all. Like there's no reason why you can't right now. And I don't think you have to commit to like anyone in particular, but it's definitely good to have that foot in and have that good relationship with either the artist or like that producer working with. So it's just going to be make it easier for yourself.
Yeah. So you mainly you focus more on like loops and stuff like that because I think that's how you got the last couple records, right? Was through like
Yeah,
samples and stuff like that. So that
100%.
worked out for you pretty well.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, like, I think that, yeah, it's just collabing right now is just like really easy. Like, and there's a lot of people that I feel like just want to crank out beats. You know what I mean? Or some producers
Yeah.
just want to like go through, make like 10 in a day. So if you can give them like loops, it makes it just easier for them. And then like the same thing on like mine. And like sometimes if I just want to like make beats, like I don't really feel like spending like an hour on the melody. You know what I mean? Or like I don't want to spend an hour like playing something on the guitar and like making a melody. You know what I mean? So that's why like I'll ask like you for loops, or I'll ask like Mike Lowry for loops. Something like that, just so I can crank out some beats. Because the more you have, better shot you have of playing something.
Yeah. I think I still like if I would like I don't think I would just be like posting like just like anyone random can send me like loops because I don't know like if they made that loop or I don't know. That's
Yeah,
just me personally. I feel like that's how most people would be, but I don't know. I could be wrong. Some people
that
might take the loops.
I know, I know. I mean, a lot of big producers right now like posting they're like send loops here, send loops here. It definitely gets weird when like if you send a loop that's like not yours.
Yeah,
That's
cause like
not
I was
good.
watching Producer Grind the other day.
What's up, Mike Lowry? What's up?
What up, Mike Lowry? Um, and no, I was watching Producer Grind the other day, and I was watching it was Twisted Genius,
Yeah,
and he was talking about loops, and he was like, yeah, he was like, I use one loop, and then like uh this I guess it came out or something like that, and then he said that someone else hit him up and was like, yo, that's my loop, and then
yeah,
he was like, well, whose loop is it?
yeah. That's like the not good part. I mean, like I guess there's producers who will just like I don't know, just like find like the free royalty loops and just like send them to other people. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like I don't know. I don't know why you would really do that. I mean, I guess it's just like they're just trying to get on any way possible. Um, but yeah, I mean, like I make all my shit, so I don't have to worry about it.
So what's let's can we get some secret sauce? What's so good? Like how do you get your loop so nice sounding and so much used?
No, I mean, like I feel like the key to the I don't think necessarily that my loops are any. I mean, I hear a lot of really good melodies out there like all the time, and I wonder how did I do that. I mean, I think the thing that has just been worked for me is just consistency, like just literally just hitting people every week, just being in your face. Because like even for me, like there are people that hit me up now to send loops, and like I'll be like cool, and like at first like I don't really use them, but like they send me like they just email me like every like 4 days. And so
Yeah,
eventually I'm just like, all right, like, okay, what's in this? And then like I find something that I like. You know what I mean? I
yeah,
really think it's just being in people's face, like not annoyingly, but like just stay consistent, and it'll eventually just like it kind of is just like, well, you're the last man standing, like you know what I mean, like, and I'm gonna use it because you're there. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Well, also because you're like from whenever I first met you until now, like your loops have gotten like a lot better sounding. Like
Thank you, I appreciate it.
so, I guess that's just doing it over and over again.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I do like to do like because I do play the guitar. I'm not super crazy on it, but I do make loops with the guitar. And I did buy a trombone, right? I used to play trombone. That's so yeah. I used to play trombone in high school, so I make like brass samples with that too. And I just like I kind of like I guess get bored sometimes. It's just like the VST and the stock stuff, and I just like to combine like the live stuff with the VSTs and try new chords and different shit like that, and just like discover new shit to way to put shit together. You know what I mean? Like it's just
Yeah,
that's the most fun part for me is just like almost accidentally like stumbling upon like a good loop, or like accidentally like adding this, or like playing the wrong key down an octave. You know what I mean? And then it sounds like sick. You know what I mean?
yeah. What is so you use the live instruments? What's your favorite VST right now? Like what's a VST you use like a lot?
Honestly, there's this VST called Heat Up. You ever heard of it?
No, what's that?
It's like, yeah, like I don't think too many people use it. Like I literally just saw like you know how there's like always ads on YouTube before you watch something, and it was it's just like a very solid VST. Like they don't have anything too crazy in it. They just have solid sounds like bells and synths and strings, and that's what I like. Like I just want something solid that I can fuck with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Good.
Wait,
'Cause,
it's called Heat Up. Hold on, let me
yeah,
look
Heat
this
Up.
up. Huh? Heat Up VST, right? Synth VST.
Yeah, they have a whole. They have like they're like independent. Oh God, dog, puddles, puddles. Dog's got crazy.
Dope. Let's check it out. So that's one of your go-tos right now. Heat Up.
Sorry. Um. Yeah. No, it's called Heat Up. Heat Up like 3. I think is its Initial Audio is the company that makes it.
Okay, yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, I've never even heard of this. how did you how did you find this one?
I know it was just literally on like one of those YouTube advertisements, like before, like probably watching Producer Grind or something like that. It's like 100. It's $150. But there's a lot included. It's really solid. They should give me right now for shouting them out. But I just like anything that's solid, like Contact too. Like Contact just has like solid sounds. Like I don't
Yeah,
need like the
Contact
weird.
does.
Yeah, like I don't want.
Contact has a lot of free contact banks out there too. That like
Yeah,
there's a shit ton of like I went through and found like this list of like top free contact banks, and there's like tons like really good sounding like real live sounding like shit.
yeah. Just something solid to mess with because I just want that solid bass to like go in and fuck with them because you're gonna put like your effects on it like RT20 or something like that, or you'll flip it somehow. So um, yeah.
You use Omnisphere?
I don't use Omnisphere. No,
Oh.
no. I mean, a lot of the stuff in Reason is like really good. They have good stock. Reason has good stock sound. But no, I just use a lot of stuff in Reason, Contact. Oh, and I also just got the rent to own what's it called? Arturia?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Arteria, what's it called? Where it has like all of the VSTs in like one plugin. Is that what you're talking about?
No,
I mean,
it's just like
I have the individual Arteria, like the emulations of the older analog stuff.
a bit.
Is that what you have?
It's called no, like I thought it was like let me see right now. I'm gonna pull it up on Reason. It's called like Pigments. Arturia Pigments.
Oh, I heard about that one. I was thinking about picking that one up too.
I recommend it too because it's just like the same exact thing. It's just a bunch of solid sounds in one place. Like that's what I want. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Damn.
So highly recommend those both for sure.
Cool.
These are
All right. Well, let's see what else we got here. So what you use Reason, right?
yes, yeah.
You use Reason. Have you used any other DAWs, or you've only used Reason?
I really only use Reason. I should like use another one. Like I feel like I should just learn FL because it feels like FL is like the just knockout beats program. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they sound and they solid, especially with the drums. But I've really only just used Reason, and I'm comfortable with it. But I really should learn like probably FL the one I would choose if I was going to pick another one.
Yeah,
You
I
use
actually,
both.
yeah, I use Ableton NFL, and I was watching a decap interview the other day, and he made a good point. Uh, and he was saying that he learned FL also because he was only on Ableton. Like I was only on Ableton. I actually used other DAWs before that, but
Yeah.
I was for a while there. I was only on Ableton, but he said that he was only on Ableton, and then he learned FL because I guess he had heard a lot about the drums and he wanted to check it out for himself.
Yeah.
So he said that he couldn't tell like a huge difference in the sound. He said that he was able to do the same stuff with Ableton, but he did say that the way that he produces is different now in Ableton than before when he wasn't using FL.
Yeah.
And that's very true because like my beats that I make in Ableton now sound a lot different than they sounded before. I mean, before I was on FL.
Yeah.
Like after I learned FL and was making beats on FL for a while, the way that my beats sounded on Ableton were different.
Interesting. Yeah, like I really should like I just feel like FL like the workflow is a lot like I don't know, like just like simpler, like it's more like block focused, I feel like in FL. You know what I mean? Like you just got that you got that
Your audio cut out. No.
thing.
Oh, wait, it came back. Your
My
audio cut out. All right.
I was really just saying that I think it's good to know it's just good to know anything because FL I feel like it's probably like what's used by like 70% of like hip hop producers. So
Yeah.
like you might as well just know it, because if you're in the studio and you just want to hop on and like fuck with a collab on someone, or like in the studio, you can just know easily how to do it.
Yeah, that's true. I think I like FL because of the quickness. Like
Yeah, the
you
quick.
can make stuff like super quick, but I feel like FL is really good with samples, which is why a lot of hip
Yeah,
hop producers are using FL, because like you can throw a sample in there and just
yeah,
you can just add drums and like lay out the whole beat in like
exactly.
5 minutes, like 5-10 minutes.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. You can crank them out with that, with FL. So why not?
All right, well I guess we're gonna about to wrap this up. Uh, let's see. Let's end this off with what advice you would give to up and coming producers. What would be your best piece of advice to anyone tuning in that is looking to produce some Dreamville records?
Man, like I think like, I mean, obviously like haven't like made it, made it, but I think, on the way up and starting to get, bigger placements, just like be in the mix. I think that's literally the most important thing, is to be in the mix. And like you're in the mix. Like we both live in LA. Like you start to meet people. You start to meet the engineer. You start to meet the person's manager, who's an artist, and then you get to work. What's J. Cole's email? I don't have Cole's email. If I did, I'd be sending beats to him right now. But like I think it's just so important to be in the mix. And I think the best way to do that is, well, really the only way to do that is to be where the music is, where it's being made. So it's like Atlanta or LA, and separate yourself. That's how you're gonna separate yourself from everyone else who's just like a producer who's making beats and like throwing them online or emailing. Like put a face to the name, get out there, and like kind of like make yourself stand out. So you're gonna be different just by the fact that you've shown up in the studio, because 90% of people are not in studios working. If you're out working at that networking event, if you're in the studio, then you're gonna separate yourself. That's what I think.
Yeah, that's true.
Don't you think?
Yeah, I agree. I think right now it's a little. I
Yeah, like
agree
now
that
we're just
overall.
fucking like Twilight Zone, but
Yeah, I think. Oh yeah, overall, like we were saying earlier, the best way to get placements is to build a relationship with the artist, or build a relationship with producers who can get the records directly to the artist. Like you basically building relationships. But I think right now there's a lot of internet. It's more going on the internet. But I think overall, just building relationships in person, or just
do both. Yeah, I mean, like you always can just do both. Like there's no reason now not to hit up the artist email, and then even if you see him in person.
Your audio cut out again.
One more time.
One more time. One last time. Final words, Mr. Dunkrock. Go.
No, nothing. I was just saying that like what I do now a lot is I like text beats to people, to like artists. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times it's just it might be easier for them to pick them up on their phone, or like even like DM them, just like, oh, I just made this. Like it's like, I don't know. It's like more exciting than opening an email. Some artists, the beats just get lost in their email. But just do it both. Send it both ways. Like just take all the chances you have so you can maximize your opportunity.
Yeah. The other thing I'll add is like how we were talking about the other day is if you're like an upcoming producer and you've had like a few placements, like me and you, to also like hit up other upcoming artists that aren't getting all the love that J. Cole and Drake and like these huge artists are getting, because like you got Boy Wonder who's giving all his beats to Drake, so your beats have to be better than Boy Wonder's. You know what I'm saying? So, like,
yeah. Or if you can't beat him, join him. Boy Wonder collabs with like it'll be like 3 other people on that beat with Boy Wonder too sometimes.
Yeah, but no. But my only point was like just like submit to or just try to network with other artists that are also coming up, because there's a lot of artists that are coming up right now, like a lot.
Yeah, no, like we were saying, like there's a lot of artists, a lot of labels are signing that don't have like a crazy buzz because they're waiting on that one to pop off. So you can find a lot of artists right now that are like actually have a major label situation. It's not like super public, but find those artists and they'll still be willing to fuck with you. They might have like 20 to 50K thousand followers, but that's gonna be a lot easier in person and get them beats than like you said, like someone with 1 million followers who's already on.
Yeah. All right, sir. Well, thank you for sharing all of your information and coming on here.
No, man, thank you for having
me. A few minor technical difficulties, but we made it through.
We made it through. I appreciate you, dog, as always. One of my favorite producers, for real. Like WASAY is fucking super dope, and he's about to be doing some big records. Not just hip hop records, pop records, R&B. My go-to guy, especially when I have questions that I don't know, or like, how's my mix sound, or like, would you do this? So, shout out to you, brother.
Appreciate it. All right, man. Peace.
Catch you later, dog.
Later.